Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that helped me get launched this year. Charles, big shout out to Charles. But everybody helps, and all the advisory, the comments, the camaraderie. Really appreciative of all of it. I'm here in Newport, Rhode Island, right now as I'm doing this video, and it's a great sailing community here, and it's just something special to see, especially by boat. When Thalia came in, the 160-foot sailing catch, it was just incredible to watch that navigate through Newport's harbor. Anyways, I'm on my journey. I'm out on the ocean. Ocean sailing's amazing, and we just hope you like this video. This is us getting there. So the launch and the last few days of preparation for casting off. Hey, good morning. It's launch day, and didn't quite get everything done that I wanted it done, but I made progress, so got to be thankful for that. But all the critical things are done. So I got the liquid cooling moved, got the motor tested, got the AIS installed, got the autopilot installed, got the radar installed, got the inside chart plotter so I can hear the anchor alarms. And today yesterday I got the cushions in. So the plan for today is to do a launch, and I'm just going to leave it here in the temporary docks for the day, and then tomorrow I'm going to sail it from here to the marina. So I'll have it over at a accessible location, because the boat's not accessible here after hours, so in the shipyard. But it'll be in the water, so I like to leave it there for a little bit just to test things. I've got to double check my sink because I had to replace the sink capture basket, and when I did that I noted that the rubber tube was loose actually in the through hull, so I didn't have time to replace it, so I just taped it with some plumber's tape, and then reseated it and reattached everything, and to me it seems tight. I just want to make sure it's not leaking. So I've got that to check, and then the speed transducer, when I go in I have to check that. Also have to check the prop shaft. I have the shaft seal, the PFF's shaft seal, so that is on there, and then the through hulls in the very back. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 through hulls. 2 are above water and 2 are just at water. They're actually above water, so they don't leak, but they're at the water line, like just a little bit above. So what'll happen is that's for my cockpit drains. So my cockpit drains are the closer ones. So those are actually, as long as they're not leaking here in the boat, that's really all I've got to look for. And then, basically I'm going to motor out and then hook up on the temporary docks. And then, depending upon the weather, because they're calling for rain today, I'm going to have to run the jib halyard up. When I did the mast conduit, the jib halyard was actually wrapped around the VHF cable. Never knew this. So it was, whenever you pulled the jib, it was actually running along the VHF cable. So after I figured that out, I pulled the whole jib cable out, and because the mast was sideways, there was no way to get it back down. And I didn't want to put a tracer because it was twisted around things. So the plan is to, now that the mast is up, when I get in the water, I'm going to put the mast ladder up, climb up, and then push the jib down. I just want to make sure there's very little wind, and I should be able to do that either today or tomorrow. There should be no problems. High pressure system just moved in, so I don't know what the barometer is at, 1004, 1003. So the high pressure system is just coming in here now, and it's actually north of us. It's up in Kitchener, but it's pretty substantial, and the edge of it is just coming by us. So we've got cloud and overcast, but it should be okay. So after I get the jib halyards up, then I should be ready to go to the marina, and I'm going to be there just for a couple of days. So I'm going to make my way out to the Bay of Quinte, and so I'll basically cross Lake Ontario and make my way up to Kingston area, and then I'm going to it'll be like the test of the boat, make sure everything's working okay. I have to do provisioning this weekend, so am I going to run out of food? How fast do I run out of food? Is the dinghy working okay? And I've already noted a problem on the dinghy, and I'm not too sure how to deal with it. There's a on the transom of the dinghy, I noticed that when I was lifting it up to let the water out of it, there was water seeping through the side seam, and I'd spent a lot of time reattaching those seams. So I don't think they're coming apart, but it's obviously not working right. There's a hole in there somewhere, so water's leaking through, which means I don't know what that means. It could be that when I'm in the water, it might be underwater and water will leak into the inside section. I don't know. I'll have to just get in the water and see. So just going to use the stuff and then see how things work and make sure everything's okay. And then I'm going to head to the States and cross over at Oswego, head down through the Erie Canal, and Oswego Canal, Erie Canal, put the mast back up in Albany, somewhere around there, and then I'm going to be heading down to New York, do a little tour there, and then I'm going to head up the coast and go across from Maine to Nova Scotia. So that's the journey. Should take me a couple months. Bought this boat with very little, had no working engine, no instruments, and I gutted it, I pulled the engine out, and then I decided to go electric. So I put an electric motor in and had a whole learning curve about that. So I learned about batteries and charging systems and wiring and house banks, all the different solar panel and monitoring systems. And that's what this channel is about. It's about sharing the knowledge that I learned, documenting my journey as I retrofitted this boat. I'm looking forward to next year. Next year I'm going to be taking the boat out to the coast, into the ocean, and I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully you can follow along and join me. So when I put in, I'll back out, and then I'm going to go over there to one of those docks, probably just a couple over from the end. Do you want to pick me up? I'll throw you the line when I come in.
Okay.
Checking for leaks, speed transducer on the left, depth on the right, and And then this is the future water maker ball valve. That one's fine. And then I pulled everything underneath the kitchen sink. There's nothing happening here. Hard to see the water level, but it's right there. So my repair this winter is working good. The stuffing box is a little bit more harder to get at. So I need the stick to hold this up. Alright, now that I got the stick in place over here, this is the water level on the breather for the shaftless stuffing box here, the shaft seal. And there's a little bit of water underneath that, but I can see that it's also green, so that's actually when we were working on the plumbing here, the liquid cooling. I had to disengage stuff, so I spilled some. I didn't actually realize that. But the shaft seal's not leaking because there'd be like drips and stuff down there, and it's like perfectly dry. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about this. No leaks, it's good. And these guys did a good job as usual. They were careful. I don't know what the boat looks like, but hopefully the paint held up, because it's, I don't know how old, only a couple months old, so, or no, I'm 1 month old. I'm just gonna feel over there because they've got another boat coming in.
Yeah.
Charles is way down there.
Hello up there.
There's the view from up here. Charles is manning the safety line for me. Okay, I'm going to climb down now. Well, I just fished the halyard through the mast, through the block at the top of the mast. I got Charles giving me a hand. We're almost done. Charles and I have got the sail in. We've got the jib in. And this is the main. And I'm just going to drop it into the bag now. And we're going to try to do the flip-flop foldy thing. So you should be able to see from over here, I think. Okay, wish us luck. How does that feel, Charles?
Feels productive.
Productive, yeah.
Accomplished something few do annually or seasonally, but yeah, putting the boat in the water.
Yeah, it's a different kind of task, eh?
Thanks for letting me be part of it.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. We're going to grab some breakfast now. Well, it was a couple of hours of scrubbing, but I had some strange algae growing on the sea deck. It was really strange. It was all green. I started cleaning it. So I laid down some cardboard over the wintertime, and it looks like it maybe got wet, and it was starting to like grow some algae underneath there. It's really strange. Looks clean though now. Well, today's the second last day before I'm heading out. As you can see, it's back and forth, storage unit, boat, shipyard, just trying to get things cleaned and ready for me to go. And then all these things that I've been storing, like for example, when I bought the Honda outboard engine, you know, it came with a manual and a special wrench and things for tuning and taking off the spark plug. And I've got a spare pull cord for it. So I have all those parts, but they were in storage. So now I've got to find a spot for them on the boat somewhere. And now I can't remember his name, Yves or Sven, but he's an old guy that builds boats out of Norway, and they're small little boats, Norway or somewhere over there, Denmark. I don't know exactly. I don't follow him that closely, but I was inspired by some of his videos. And what he did is he figured out how to make a place for everything on the boat. So that way it became more of a, you know, if you opened up a tool case and, you know, everything had a little slot. So I'm trying to do something like that, but just not to the extreme that he did. But the other thing that he said was don't put anything in boxes or plastic containers. Put it in bags, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. Bags compress and get small and that kind of stuff, right? So it doesn't work for everything, but you know, I've got like too many plastic containers on the boat, so I'm going to be switching them all over to these fabric bags that I bought 2 years ago when I first got inspired by them. But anyways, today is just organization day, and I'm going to stop here at the home hardware store to look for a filter pack for the water filter, because I only bought one at the time just to make sure everything worked okay. So now I'm going to pick up some extra filters because you're supposed to change them every year. Hey everybody, I'm carrying on with just a couple of projects before I depart. One of them was I needed to relocate my water filter. I've kind of already started, but I took out the whole tool area here, so there's a shelf that goes with all my tools, and I put that on top of the through hull because that's the one for the water maker. So eventually this is going to be where the tubes will be, and then the pumps will be over here for the water maker. This is where I decided to put it. But I had a water filter here before, but basically I've disconnected the hose, drained all the water out of the tank. I had to fix my bilge. I got a lower profile bilge down there now, bilge pump. So that's going to be significantly improved in terms of the amount of water that it actually can take out. It looks like the automatic part of it doesn't fully empty it, but if I want to, I can hit the button and dump the remainder. My old pump, which was this one, the height of it, it's almost like the float was too high, so it always left like 2 inches of water in the bilge, which I didn't like. So anyways, so I changed that. Then I dumped the water and I tested the water going out, which worked fine. So the pump works great, the new bilge pump. And then over here, I relocated the water filters over to here. So these water filters now, I picked up a new one, a second one, but this one is going to be the micron filter and 5 microns. And then this one here is going to be the black one, which is chlorine. It's for taste. So basically I'm just putting these in here now, and what I've done is I've picked up some brackets and screwed them into the tops, the underside of the counter, and I'm just going to kind of like run a test. I just wanted to make sure like I could take the bottom off, and I can. So there's enough clearance here, and I just cut the main hose, so I'm going to put this one on here, and then I got to cut this hose here to be a little shorter, and because I don't quite have one that length, and that's it. I think that basically I've put the flow will go from the tank through the main particle filter, then go through the chlorine filter. And the chlorine filter is, like I said, it's black, charcoal. That's the word I was trying to find. This is it here. So this is all part of the Rainfresh system that's at the local hardware store here. But apparently these canisters are compatible with other systems too. But so this one is chlorine, taste, and odor. So this should get rid of chlorine, taste, odor, color, any sediments, rust. So if I've got anything kind of obscure in the water that I might, you know, affect my taste of the water, drinking water, because I intend on using that for going into the tap and the shower. And that's the second thing. I'm just trying to get this done today. I give myself today to get these two things done. And when I say done, they're probably not going to be working, but they'll be close. Well, the filter will be working. The filters over there will be fine. This is a Bosch 4-gallon water tank. It's just a box right now, and I've got it tucked over here because yeah, as you can see, this is what project mode looks like. It's just like complete disaster, stay out of the way. But everything had a place, and everything's got to go back. This is all the stuff that came out of here is all up there. So my ropes, my spinnaker, sail bags, those are all going to go back under here. My ladder for climbing and my climbing pouch. And then I've got this stuff needs to go back where the water filter is. Yeah, the water tank, hot water tank, is going to go in here. So this whole area has got to get emptied to do that project. So I'm pretty close to being done. I'm going to just finish off this filter, and then I'm going to get some water going into the tank and test for leaks, and then I'm going to rerun my tap and make sure that the pump is actually pumping and I've got the right filter, the flow going through the filter. Yeah, so just to tell a funny story before I continue, this is actually the filter, the 5-micron filter that comes in the filter itself when you buy it. It has a plastic cover, and there's a hole in it, not at the bottom, but I remember hooking this up and not realizing that there was a plastic on it. Ran the water and like, why is there no flow? Well, there's no flow because the plastic is on the filter. So remember to take it off before you put it in. Just softens up the ends. Should be able to get that on now. Looks pretty good. I'll take 2 clamps. Okay, I'm going to get my tie wraps now and just tie these back from the brackets so they don't fall off. And I just got to get this last one on. The heat gun is really useful for bilge. So when you got a hose that's been sitting in water for a long time, it gets really hard, but you can still work it with this heat gun. As you can see here, it's very soft now. Water is hooked back up. Meaning I shouldn't have any leaks now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside, run the hose, and fill up the water, and then start filling up the tank, and then I'm going to keep an eye on how the water's doing here. My hose. Water comes down my intake, and the intake comes here and goes over to the water tank behind, and that's the new tank that I built, and I'm not sure how big it is. I know that I had a 150 liter triangle bag in there, and it's bigger, so maybe it's 200 liters, 250 liters, I don't know. And that'd be 4 liters per gallon, so 100 liters is 25 gallons, so it's probably close to 50 gallons, maybe like 45 gallons of water in the front. So that's 8 pounds per gallon, or 9, roughly 10 pounds per gallon. So it's fully filled. That's 550 pounds up on the front of the boat. Yeah, so it's a significant amount of water. That should last, it should last me a while anyways, because to empty it, it took half an hour for the tank to drain this morning. And I'm really just looking here. Make sure there's no leaks. And then this is how I can tell how much water I have in here, because it'll be coming in the tank, and then there should be a water line here somewhere. It's coming in pretty slow, making a lot of noise, but that's because it's almost off, so it's going to take a while. So I'll check on it in 15 minutes. Well, it's been 15 minutes. I still hear it trickling in the tank. It's not at the top yet. The water's siphoned up though, which is nice. And then I've just been sort of keeping an eye on it in here, and I'm not seeing any leaks. Everything's nice and dry. I put the shelf back in, so just so you can kind of get an idea. This is my tool shelf, and then this is my sailing shelf. So I had to throw all of my ropes and spinnaker and stuff over here. And then I just put a little piece of board on the bottom, so in case there is some water that trickles down on the very the bottom of the groove, it just doesn't get whatever's down there wet. And then I've been just keeping an eye on this, and it's good. I did the same trick. Basically, I heated up with the heat gun the hose, and it gets really pliable. And then when you put the clamp, it really squeezes down nicely and takes the shape of the barb behind it. So that's it for this project. I'm just going to finish filling up the tank, and I'm going to have to change one thing with my tank. I didn't want to do that, but I think I need to. It's necessary. If this is the breather hose, if the tank gets really full and water comes in the hose, it actually goes up and down. This is supposed to be like the pressure release, and then it goes down under here and then up. So because of that, sometimes water gets stuck down below, and then it cuts off the air vent. And then there's actually pressure in the tank when you fill it, which I can't get rid of unless I blow out the water in this hose. So that's one of the challenges with my tank right now. So just bad engineering on my part. I was just trying to flow the hose in a non-visible area, so I drilled through the bulkhead down below, brought it under the settee, and then up in the back. But I just never thought about, well, maybe there's too much pressure, that if water got in the hose somehow, it would be too much pressure to allow air to escape the tank. So you fill it up once, and then you can never fill it up again because there's too much pressure. So basically, as the water's filling up, the air in the tank gets smaller and smaller. It needs to be able to escape somehow. And if you can't, then the tank just, you can pop your lids. There's so much pressure. The air's got to come through that hose, but my hose goes down below. There is water in here. This hose actually have it continually going up instead, and then cut it here. I could hear the air pressure in the hose, interestingly, as I was just pulling that out. But so that's kind of where the hose is going to have to go, but I'm going to have to get some kind of cover because I want that to be in the dark and not exposed to light, so there's no algae. I think like right here, I think this is slime algae growing on the hose. And that's just because there was some water in there stagnant, right? So I got to pour some more bleach down that line and have that sterilized. She's dry. All my fittings are dry. So this is my drifter. I don't sail that too often. It'll be like on a very calm day. So I store the drifter in that compartment because it's soft and I can kind of squish it a little bit. And there's two fittings there. That's the water intake, and then that's the air valve. I have one more project to do in here as well, which is I need a tank sender unit so that I can detect the height of the tank. So I'll need some ideas for that to tie it into the Victron thing. So if anybody's got any comments on that or knowledge, something that works really well. I've got the Serbo GX, so I just want it to be up there on the display so that I can monitor the tank levels of this and the gray water tank. Well, good morning. The boat is in upheaval mode again. I've decided that I can't, well, I guess I can, but I don't want to sail with my boat unbalanced. After getting everything kind of loaded in here, with the exception of my bag of clothes, toiletries, and food, the boat is terribly unbalanced. So I pulled everything. These are all of my spares. I had them up at the front. What I'm feeling is that the front is too heavy and the starboard side is too heavy. And you can see this by, I'll show you what I'm experiencing by looking at the boat. I was lying there and I was like, you know what, it's crooked. It's like, why is my boat crooked? It's never been crooked before. And it turns out that it's the weight. So if you look at the front, I've never had the water line that close. So I guess in one sense it's good. I'm loaded up and I'm at the water line. But you can see more of it on this side here. Like that's the anti-foul. I used to be 3 inches above, and now I'm like maybe 1.5 inches above. So over here, but this side I'm touching the water line pretty consistently. Actually, it's a little bit under on this side, isn't it? But anyways, and this is the front. So the front of the water line is touching, and it's a little bit hard to see because the way the boat is shaped. But under here, you can see the water line. There's quite a bit there, like 2-3 inches. So what's happening is the back of the boat is actually lighter, and that's okay because I still have to put my anchor chain in, but the front is the heaviest and the right is the heaviest, and it's just because of the way that I've kind of designed things. I have the most cabinetry space on the left, or on the starboard side. Sorry, I gotta clamber over everything here. It's hard to get at. And then when I built the head, I just shoved everything in here. So my technical compartment became like a storage spot for all of my well, pretty much everything. So all of my paint, spare wood, I'm like bringing it all, right? Like, you know, wood, my fiberglass, you know. Okay, I'm overdoing it, right? Okay, I don't need to bring the whole house with me. So I'm going to empty out that and bring that to storage. And I'm going to move the spare parts that I do want to bring with me. Like I do want to bring wire and like some material. These are my chocks if I decide what to do with them. I've got some wire for making battery cables and things like that. I'm going to put them, I have them, I'm going to move them all to the back because I don't go there very often. And I'm going to try to fit them in underneath these lockers here. So basically, with exception of the front one, I'm going to try to keep as free as possible for airflow circulation. But the middle one and the back one, I'm going to try to shove as many spare parts in there as I can. And yeah, and then let's see if I can do. So the big thing that was different was that I put 275 feet of anchor chain in the front, plus the windlass. The windlass is quite heavy, and the anchor, all that kind of thing. So I'm not going to say I'm overloaded, because I don't think it's overloaded, but because I'm at the water line. It's sort of like when you load up the boat, that's kind of where it should be. But I shouldn't also put my spare parts. I had all of my ropes, spare ropes were under my thing. I've still got my tools in there, and I don't know, I engineered that. I don't want to move my tools. I mean, I suppose I could use that for something else. I just got to think about it. But I want that to be lighter. And then underneath my cabinetry, you know, all my tools are on the floor, so I need to put that in there. But I need like heavy food over here. So like, I think I'm going to get some cans, like salmon, tuna, like all my proteins that I want to carry with me. I'm going to put them in there. And this is just going to be a miscellaneous. I think I'm going to put canned food. And yeah, those are my flags and stuff. So then spare parts are going to have to go in the back. And this climbing bag, ladder, you know, my climbing ladder and my climbing bag, and my climbing toolkit, those need to be in the back now because they were in the front. And that's actually quite heavy. It's like a good, I don't know, I'm going to say at least 25-30 pounds. And the generator, of course, weighs a few pounds. That's going to have to stay there for now until I need it. And when I need it, I'm going to just bring it out and put it on the back once I get going. It actually fits, kind of snuggles in on the corner, so then I'll just put it over there and then lasso it. And then the other thing I'm going to do is, you can see my pole. This is my spinnaker pole, reaching pole. I'm going to put that on the other side. And I'm hoping, because that weighs about at least 40 pounds. So I'm going to move that to the other side. And then when I get some diesel or some gasoline cans, I'm going to get two 20-liter gas cans. So those will be 20 times, you know, it's roughly 10, right? So those are, I'll have 20, it's 4 gallons. So it'll be 40 pounds each. So there'll be 80 pounds on the other side. So plus this is probably 40 pounds. So it'll be another 120 pounds over on the port side. So I'm hoping that's enough to get me over. And then behind the batteries, down below there, I still have a bit of space. So I'm going to take one of my pieces of construction boards and I'm going to put them behind there. And then I'm going to bring my spare anchor and I'm going to put it in on the hull with all of the Rhode. The Rhode's not a lot, it's like 40 pounds maybe entirely, but the anchor is at least 40 pounds. So that'll be another 80 pounds at the back. So I'm hoping that'll bring the back down a little bit. And moving this stuff from the front to the stern of the boat somewhere, I'm hoping that'll put it a little bit more on that side. And then I'm going to put all the food and I'm going to stack up under the settee a little differently. So I'm going to get rid of my plastic bins. I'm going to go to these bags. I bought a crap load of these bags. I'll show you these right here. And so these are just like little flexible. So I had my jack lines in here now. I finally installed my jack lines. But these, I've got like 25 of these, so I just got to come up with some kind of way to label and yeah, because I know once I get I have them in bins with labels. So when I look for things, I kind of know the shape. Okay, that's in that one. But it doesn't need to be that way. So in here, I just want quick access. Anything that I never use is going to go over there in the back. So like soldering iron and things. I use that a fair amount for working on electrical work right now. And I've still got a few more things to do. I got to hook up that fan back there. I got to hook up this Bosch heater. So I need a few things like plumbing, electrical tools up here. Boat is still in turmoil. I'm still working at trying to balance the boat. I'm a little closer, I'm going to say, but I'm not where I need to be yet. So all the tools I'm going to get in here, which is kind of unfortunate because that's like quick access. So I don't really like that. But all of these bins are going to get into bags, which will take up less space. Tools are going to go here. And then I'm going to move the generator outside to the back, kind of, way out in the corner. And then I'm going to have to get a lock and then lock it in there. I've moved all of my, what's it called? All of my spare parts are now underneath the middle locker, except for these. I got a couple things that I found. Still, it's like I got stuff everywhere. But it is feeling like the boat is more balanced. Like if I look at it, I'm feeling like the boat is more in the middle now. But so this is my gauge. I was actually halfway between these two, just sitting there, so I know that I made progress. So I can see like here in the front, I've actually gained an inch, which means that I've like I may have gained about 1,000 pounds of orientation. And then over here I can see as well the water line all the way around. So what I'm doing is working, and I have a full water tank, etc. So this one's still a little tighter, but I think when I get the food in and the other stuff on the other side, this brown line here will be over a bit. Actually, you know what, they're pretty even. I gotta say that they're not too bad. One of the dangers with an unbalanced boat is that, waves on one side, you'll have some momentum and things on one side more than the other. But I've moving things over here to the back has greatly helped. And I still got to put the generator is going to go over in that corner, and then directly under here is I have to put the anchor and the anchor chain, which means I have to empty the locker, get everything in there it's my secondary. So it's my old original CQR anchor. I'm going to keep that just in case I'm in if I'm worried, a big heavy storm or whatever. I still have to make a bridle. Yeah, I got a bunch of things still I need to do, so I will keep at her. Jalisa's down helping me out on my last day, and we're slowly getting rid of these plastic bins and moving everything over to bags, and it's definitely taking up a lot less space. I bought these bags like 2 years ago, and we're finally getting to use them here. So yeah, thanks.
Hamilton Harbour Master, Hamilton Harbour Master.
Well, it's the last sunset here at Harbor West Marina. It rained today, it was cold, but then it kind of warmed up a little bit. The wind's about 12 knots right now, so 12-15 knots. I'm really tired. I still got 2 projects left to do, but we can at least sit out here and have a meal now. Got everything in a compartment somewhere, sort of. And Jalissa made some nice chicken potatoes, and it's really tasty. So we're just gonna eat that, then drop my Jeep off, get back here and top up the water tank, or maybe I'll do that before I go, and then I think I'm gonna sleep for a few hours and then leave it early morning, like 4 a.m.
That's a good time.
Yeah, because I need some rest. So even if I get 4 hours sleep or something, at least it's something. The birds are out doing their thing. They all seem to congregate around here. And the sun just dipped behind that cloud over there. So I'm going to sign off here for last night. Enjoy the meal with Jelsa. And yeah, get ready to start making my way east down the lake.